back to the training for network marketing for Filipinos, how to network the right way. Okay, so we're moving on to our next step, okay, in our system, which is finding prospects. Now, in finding prospects, I would like you to learn about the two kinds of market. So, we have two kinds of market. The first is the warm market. Warm market meaning kaya siya warm kasi kakilala natin itong mga taong to. It consists of people who are our family and our friends or the people that, we've known. Now, for you to remember, okay, this people, when you're going to do your list, your contact list for prospecting, download the link, okay, under this video, which is a memory jogger list. So what you'll find in the memory jogger is a list of people that you know who's working as an accountant, as an engineer, as a doctor, as a dentist, or as a nurse. So you'll be able to remember people whom you have met who are in those fields. Because if we're going to remember people by name, from our family, from our friends, it's easy because we often talk to them or we know them by heart. But the people that we have encountered, like I'm sure you've had your pediatrician or you have your dentist that you don't really, I don't know if you go to there often. And the if you have met someone who's an accountant, it will help you to jog your memory and remember their names because they can become part of your contact list or they will become part of your contact list as your prospects. Okay. Facebook friends. If you have like 4,000 friends in Facebook, then you've got 4,000 prospects that could be on your list. So you could use your Facebook friends. I'm sure naman somehow the reason why you're friends with them is because they're part of your warm market. It's either you have 3 or 4 or 5 mutual friends, so somehow you might know each other unless you have this attitude of adding friends who are not actually um, your friends, so that's different. Your phone book, um, there's a lot of names stored in your phone book that you can use as your contact list, okay, for prospecting. So you can search through your phone book and then list it down. Referrals, okay, you can get as many as referrals from your family and friends. I mean, like if they say no to you, then it's it's tantamount or what do you call this? It has to be your habit that if you ask your family or your friend, and even if they say yes, you still ask referrals from them. So it's very important that you should always be asking for referrals from the people that you talk to. Now, there's this cold market, okay, that I don't know if you're aware of, but aside from your warm market, cold market are a good source of getting prospects or getting leads for your network marketing business. So the first way where you can get prospects from a cold market is through lead generation. When we say lead generation, you generate leads by looking at directories or listings or in from internet ads where you can get names, numbers, and email addresses that you can contact for you to introduce your business opportunity or your product to them. So as an example, you could either go to Sulit or now it's OLX ads, internet ads like Craigslist or iosdito.ph. You could also check, magazine because there are some directories in there of people who are into business already. And you could get those contact details as part of your cold market list. You can also purchase leads. If you go to Sulit, uh, if you if you search in there leads database, you'll see that there are companies who are actually selling leads, and you can buy from them, and you can contact those people because you never know. I mean, some of them might just be waiting for someone to introduce them to a business opportunity, or they might be looking for the product that you actually have. So it's also a good source of getting leads that could turn to be prospects. Ad respondent, these are the people, like if you're going to be doing Facebook marketing, social media marketing, or if you're going to market your business online or even offline, and someone responds to your ads or to your marketing, then they're what we call ad respondent, and they're still considered cold market because you don't know them. Okay, so the difference from warm market and cold market is that yung warm market, kilala mo sila, or a mutual friend, or somehow you know them. Pero sa cold market, totally as in cold, 'di ba? When you say someone is cold, as in wala, hindi mo siya kakilala. You've never met that person, or you've never seen that person. So those are the two kinds of market where you can start finding your prospects. Now the tools for prospecting. Okay, when you're prospecting, you could use any of these tools. Okay, it depends on you kung ano yung preference mo, kung saan ka mas magiging komportable, at you can try as many as tools that you can and see where you're more comfortable at kung saan mas nakakakuha ka ng results. So you could use phone call, 'di ba? You could use text. Pwede mong i-text yung mga family mo, yung friends mo, or the numbers that you've gotten from your purchase leads, inform them about a link on your website where they could visit. You could phone them, to inform them that you're into this business and you have a great product. You could Facebook chat. So, yung mga long distance friends mo or mga family mo who are abroad, or mga kilala mo na malayo sa'yo, even in the province, then if they have Facebook, your Facebook friends, then you can chat with them to inform them of the business opportunity that you're in. Or you could do Skype kung you could go over through your Skype as well, and check out the list of the people that could be on your contact list, and then send them a message or do a video call or voice call using Skype, so that you could tell them about your business opportunity or your product. You could use Viber or WeChat. So let's say, for example, you've got friends in United Kingdom, in Europe, or in US, and they have Viber or WeChat, then you could use those tools, okay? Do not limit yourself into using the traditional methods. I mean, grabe, sobrang advanced ng technology ngayon, and there's a lot of ways that you could communicate to people even if they're far, far away from you. So you better learn to use those tools. Face to face, that's when you invite your friends to have a cup of coffee or have lunch, meeting them personally. So you could also use that. Okay, now going on to inviting prospects. So once you have touch base with them, so nakamusta mo na, and you're building that communication with your family and friends, then that's the time that you start inviting them to look at your business opportunity. Again, okay, when you're inviting them, these are the ways on how to invite them. Okay? Simply having conversations. Hindi ka dapat ma-pressure na pag in-invite mo yung prospects mo, you'll be able to say all the right words at the right time. Okay? Kasi hindi na magiging natural yung conversation nyo. If at the back of your mind, you're thinking about the scripts, the right words, on saying the right words at the right time. Unang-una, syempre, you have to build rapport. Kahit sa warm market mo or sa cold market mo, you have to build rapport. And you'd be able to do that by asking questions. Okay? And when you ask questions, you have to have posture. Hindi yung, iba kasi yung asking questions from begging, from begging them to look at your opportunity. And when you ask questions about, about their life, okay? But just to focus first on what you need to have in order for you to invite properly is that when you say posture, it's having that confidence that I have a great product and a business opportunity that I would want you to look at because I know that it will benefit or help you. So, yun yung posture, okay? Parang, kagaya sa model, di ba? When they're running when they're in the catwalk or when they're on the runway, yung posture nila, you'll see the confidence oozing from them na, hey, I'm wearing a good, fashion design dress and it really looks great on me. So makikita mo yung posture, and because of you seeing that posture on that certain model, parang nafe-feel mo tuloy sa sarili mo, parang hey, parang I want to buy that dress or I want to buy that, clothing because it really looks good, and feeling ko parang it will also make me feel good. So dapat ganon yung ma-transcend mo na message dun sa prospect mo na I've got a great product and a great business opportunity that I know will help you. Yun yung posture na tinatawag. Relating. So when we say we're relating, we're actually, asking questions about them. It should be not about us, okay? Hindi yung pakikipag-usap natin. I know it's a conversation, it's a back and forth thing, pero it should be more about them. 80% of the conversation should be about them. Just to give you an example, I mean, I've been, hearing this story quite often, and I'd like to share it with you guys, just for you to understand and realize how important it is for you to listen to other people, and how people are going to like you. There was this guy who was, riding in a train, and dun sa adjacent seat niya, walang nakaupo. And then there was this guy who came to him, asked for permission if he can sit down in that adjacent seat. So the guy said okay, and while they were riding on the train, the other guy who sat down started to ask the other guy some questions. So he was asking about, he asked about his name, kung ano yung work niya. He started to ask about, his family, his life. And so the other guy was, willing to share or to answer the questions that the guy was asking. And in that 2-hour train ride, the guy was just kept on asking questions from the other guy, and the guy was really happy to share and answer all the questions that he had. So by the time that they got off the train, you know the other guy, okay, who was happy to answer all the questions from the guy who kept on asking the questions, sabi niya dun sa asawa niya na, I met this, interesting man during my ride on the train, and he was really very interesting, and I really liked him. So the wife then asked, the guy, so what was his name? And you know what? Because the whole conversation was all about him, and he was just answering all the questions. He even forgot to ask for the name of the guy who was actually asking or throwing him questions. But for him, that guy was interesting, and he liked him. So if you would analyze the whole story, yung lalaki na nagtatanong became interesting for the other guy because he was asking questions about him. To the point na yung guy na yon, hindi nga niya alam kung anong pangalan ng taong nagtatanong sa kanya. 'Di ba? He was just happy to answer all those questions. Kasi ang very nature ng isang tao, and I'm sure even you yourself will attest to it, that it's really true. We always want to share our stories. We always want people to listen to us. 'Di ba? Gustong-gusto natin na napapakinggan tayo. Gustong pag 'di ba pag in a gathering, kapag nag-meet up ka ng family mo or ng friends mo, ano ba usually yung nakikita mong setup or scenario? People are sharing stories of what happened in their life, like, this past week I had this experience, blah blah blah. And you see people wanting to be heard. And the more that you ask questions from them, the more that they feel that you're interested with what they have to share. Okay? And the more that you listen to them, the more that they're gonna like you and trust you because you're spending time to listen to what they have to say. Okay? Now, in the network marketing side, most of the time people think that kapag naging network marketer ka or when you're in this business, you'll have to do the talking most of the time. But in reality, if you're going to set yourself as a professional network marketer, it's more of listening to the people rather than talking to them about what your product is, how great it is, and how good your business opportunity is. Kasi ang tao, gusto mo na niyang mapakinggan siya bago ka niya pakinggan. And so, for you to be able to invite them into this business, you have to learn to relate with them first. You have to understand that you have to be able to understand also what's on their mind, what they're thinking, what are their problems and what are their pains that your business opportunity or your product might be able to help them. 'Di ba usually ang nangyayari, people when they're in the network marketing, when they've joined a network marketing company, ang unang tuturo sa kanila is to invite prospects and papuntahin sa seminar or sa orientation so that they can listen. Pero hindi usually na ituturo that you should ask questions first kasi pwede yung pinapapunta mo doon sa seminar or sa orientation, hindi hindi naman kailangan kung ano yung product or business opportunity. And 'di ba, parang you feel rejected if they say no. Kasi hindi mo muna inalam kung ano ba yung pangangailangan nila at that time. Now, you have to remember, when people say no to you, it's not because they're rejecting you, okay? Don't take it personally. They're actually saying no because it's not yet the right time for them, okay? In this business, there's always right time for everyone. Pwedeng it's not the right time for that person to be in this business, but maybe after 2 years or 3 years or even after 10 years will be the right time for them. So you have to remember that when someone says no to you, it's not no because they don't want you personally or they don't want your business. They might want the business, but it might not be the right time for them yet. Okay. Now, going back to what I was discussing about relating, you have to understand that you have to ask questions first so that you know if somehow your product or your business opportunity will be of help to that person you are trying to invite. Okay? Okay, they are on your contact list and they're on your prospect list, pero hindi mo pwedeng pangunahan of whatever is happening in their life. Kasi pwedeng, di ba, you keep on bombarding them that, this is a good business opportunity for you, this is a good product for you. Pero, baka naman at that time, they're happy with their work. They're happy with their time. They're happy with what they're doing. And even if you bombard them, with how good your business opportunity or your product is, it's not the right time for them yet. And you're gonna be able to get rejected because you fail to ask. And you fail to relate to that person or to that prospect of yours. So remember that, guys, okay? It's very important that you listen first. And 80% of prospecting should be listening, not talking, okay? Leave that when you're presenting, your business opportunity to prospects, but don't do it when you're just, when you're in the when you're at the stage of inviting your prospects. Kasi matatakot na kagad yung prospect mo if you keep on talking about your business opportunity and product. It has to be about them first. um, After relating to them is the discovery. So when you start asking questions, you'll discover a lot of things about your prospect, diba? When you start to ask them, how's life, how's work, and then they start telling you about things that's happening in their life, problems that they're having at work, then you start to discover, oh, my business opportunity can actually help them with this, or my product can actually help them. Like, say, for example, kung may friend ka who's already, 50 years old or 60 years old, and he starts complaining about, having back pains or rheumatitis and all that, and your product can actually help those kind of, conditions, then you'll discover that, oh, my product will fit to his current situation. And then when you have a prospect who's gonna answer you that he's having problems at work, and he feels that his boss is, really not, what do you call this? I mean, that he doesn't really like his boss, and because he doesn't like his boss, he doesn't want to go to work anymore. But he still has to go to work, because if he doesn't go to work, he's not gonna get paid. If he doesn't get paid, then he doesn't have any income or money to pay for the bills and to support his family. So then you'll discover that, my business opportunity can help this guy, can help this prospect. So that's the reason why it's very important for you to ask questions first, to know where your prospect is currently is. Because if they're happy, if they're okay with their life, with their work, and if they say no, you'll understand that, okay, it's not yet the right time. Pero kung diniretso mo kagad sa pag-i-invite without even relating to them or asking them questions about where they are right now in their life, or kung anong reality na meron sila. Di ba, remember sa basics, on our training for basics of network marketing, you always have to ask, what is your reality? Kasi lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang realidad, lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang reality na pinagdadaanan sa buhay natin. And if we don't know what kind of reality they are into, we're not going to be able to discover how our product or business opportunity can help them. Diba? Now, you can use the scripts that I will provide, or that I have provided. You can download the scripts under this video. There's a link. And I'm not saying that you have to use it word per word. It's just a guideline that you can follow. So at least you're guided on, what could be the best thing to say, or what could be the right thing to say. Kasi usually, pag meron tayong binanggit or pag meron tayong nasabi, sometimes just, two words or two different words could mean a different thing for the prospect. And I'll be giving you some examples later on nung mga scripts that, a few lines from the scripts that you can use on how to invite your prospects. Now, if you decide, okay, well, actually, I'm not gonna ask you if you decide, okay, but you have to make a decision that you're going to use your phone to make calls, because mas mataas yung percentage that you'll be able to close more if you're making calls to your prospects. Okay, I know there is text, there is, I mean, Viber. You could do Viber to Viber calls, or you could do Skype calls as well. So it's very important that you maintain, a conversation with a personal conversation, even through Skype or phone, or through Viber, or whatever platform that you can use to make free calls to your prospects. So when you're making calls, you have to practice before you even called your prospect, dapat nakapag-practice ka na, na-practice mo na yung mga scripts na sasabihin mo. And I'm not saying it has to be verbatim, na susundan mo yung script verbatim. As I said, it has to sound naturally. It's supposed to be a guideline only on what, could be the right things to say to your prospect. And practice makes perfect. So the more that you practice, the more that you make calls, the more that you're gonna get comfortable doing it. Energy and posture. Kung lalamya-lamya kang tatawag, I'm sure the prospect, kahit gaano pa siguro ka exciting or gaano kaganda yung business opportunity mo, if the prospect doesn't seem to get energized or excited with what they're hearing from you over the phone dahil wala kang energy, then it's just gonna be a total waste of time. Don't make that call anymore if you don't have the energy to do it. And then the posture. You always have to remember your posture that, I'm calling because I've got a great business opportunity and a great product that I know will help you. Okay? So yun dapat yung maging posture mo when you're making the call. It's not like, oh, I need you in my team. I want you to be on my team. Because it's like you're begging, you're begging for someone to come and join you and do the business. And if you're confident enough with your product and your business opportunity, you know that even if they decide not to do it, or if they decide to do it, which is great, you know that you have a good business opportunity and a product, and a lot of people there would want to be in their position to get into your team. Get fired up. I mean, what happens when you're fired up? 'Di ba? Sobrang yung excitement mo, yung energy mo, lahat parang to the highest level, yung lahat ng performance mo if you're really fired up. So, get yourself fired up before making those calls. Act like you've got what they're looking for. Again, it has something to do with your posture. So you have to act like they're actually the one who needs you. Okay, it's not you needing them to be part of your team or for them to join your business. Okay, be in control of the conversation. If you act like you've got what they're looking for, you're gonna be able to be in control of the conversation. But if you put yourself in a situation wherein you're begging them to look at your business opportunity, then they're the one who's gonna be in control of the conversation, because they can just say no to you without even hearing what you have to say to them. But if you're the one, okay, who acts like you've got what they're looking for, they're the one who's gonna be more interested. They're gonna be curious on what is it that you have. I mean, what is it that I might want to know, because I can sense that you've got so much excitement about what you're talking about. And that would make you be in control of the conversation, kasi sila na mismo yung parang manghihingi sa'yo ng information of what you're up to. And don't chase your prospects. As I've said, no begging, okay? You don't have to beg them to look at your business opportunity. If they're not keen or interested to even look at your business opportunity, how are you going to be able to train or lead them into doing the business? You have to remember that, guys. If you chase them, beg them, and they just gave in, okay, because you've been chasing them and they're just so annoyed and they want you to stop annoying them, and they just join the business. Yes, you earn, okay, for a referral commission of how much, and maybe a sales match commission of how much as well. But if they're not going to do the business anyway, and they just did it to make you stop chasing or begging them, then there's no point, diba? You'd rather get people into your team or into your business who are really ready and prepared to commit themselves into doing the business. Listen and pay attention. Okay, as much as it is hard for us people to listen to other people, you'll have to practice listening to people. Kasi nga, remember from that story that I've told you, the more that you listen, the more that you pay attention, the more that people get interested to you. Kahit na hindi ka nagsasalita, even if they don't know your name, you're still gonna be the most interesting person to them because you listen to them. You listen to what they have to say, what they have to share. So learn to listen and pay attention. Hindi naman pwedeng nakikinig ka lang but you're not really paying attention to what the person is saying. Nagkikwento na pala siya na hindi na siya masaya sa work because, doesn't want to commute anymore and set up the alarm clock early in the morning, snooze it 5 times, 10 times, 15 times. If you're not paying attention, if you were not able to catch those details, how are you going to be able to invite your prospect and, make them realize that they're the one who actually has a need for the business opportunity because of what they said that they're not happy at their work anymore. If you're not able to catch those things, what are you gonna say to your prospect? Diba? You listen for nothing. Now, these are 5 simple tips when inviting your warm prospects. Okay? We're gonna talk about this because it there's a lot of negativity in the network marketing industry here in our country because of this previous habits of network marketers doing this to their family and friends. So it's very important for you to learn the don'ts, okay, or what you need to do when inviting your warm prospects, or actually what you don't do, okay? So number 1 is don't lie. I'm sure you're familiar with the kidnap system. Like, you're gonna be invited by your friend, or these network marketers are gonna invite you for free lunch or free dinner in Ortigas. And because a lot of people now knows that Ortigas is like, the network marketing hub of in the Philippines, because there's a lot of network marketing companies in there. If you invite them and then you tell them that you're gonna go to Ortigas for a free lunch or dinner, they probably know that you're gonna be bringing them to a seminar or orientation for your network marketing company. So better be upfront and tell them that if you've done it the right way on how to invite, if you've been able to relate to them, if you've been able to ask them questions, and if you're able to explain to them that you are, in this great business opportunity or in this business project that you're dealing with, then you'll be able to invite them without having to lie, okay, that you're just going to treat them out for free lunch or free dinner. And ang mas pa nun, since alam na nga na sa Ortigas yung network marketing hub dito sa Pilipinas, some people won't even tell you na we're gonna go to Ortigas. If they ask you, saan tayo pupunta? Basta. I mean, I think some trainers do that in other network marketing companies, saying na, you could kidnap them or just say to them that you're gonna go to this place and basta don't tell them anything. I mean, why would you do that? Ikaw ba, kapag in-invite ka, and una, if that person invited you for a free lunch or dinner, sabihin natin, yeah, you were given a free lunch and then you were taken to that seminar or orientation, how would you feel? Diba kahit pa paano you would feel violated, or you'd really feel not good being lied to. Siguro pwede pa na, okay, you've given me free lunch and then you've explained to me that we're also going to attend this free seminar orientation. Diba? At least, I would know na, okay, siguro baka yun ang kapalit ng free lunch na binigay mo sa akin, and I would have said yes. Diba? Pero, it doesn't make your prospects feel good. And kapag galit yung prospects mo, or galit yung in-invite mo na family or friend mo, na pinaupo mo dun sa seminar orientation, do you think they will have the focus, or they would even pay attention to the seminar or the orientation? Hindi, kasi ang iniintindi lang nila at that time is yung galit nila sa'yo for inviting them, attending into a seminar or orientation na hindi naman in-explain sa kanila na ganun pala yung mangyayari. But there are other stories, a lot of successful, or there are a few successful network marketers who have been kidnapped daw, and well, I say now because I really don't know what happened. I could be a successful network marketer, and I could provide you my story that I was just, kidnapped and invited to this place that I really didn't know of. So I could, share that kind of story. But if you really want to be a professional network marketer, you have to be upfront with your prospects on what they're getting into. Because in that way, they're going to be able to decide based on what they know, not not on what they do not know. Okay? So that's a number one rule when you're inviting your warm prospects. Don't lie to them. Don't do that kidnap system, because it's it can work, okay, but in reality it doesn't work most of the time. It won't work most of the time because you're kidnapping people and you're violating their rights. If they don't want to go, they don't want to go. If they want to go, they will go. Doon mo makikita yung interest, yung commitment nung ini-invite mong prospects, if they're really fit for the business and for your team. Don't push. Well, in sales, you can be pushy, pero if you're being, a sales consultant, then you let, people to consult you when it comes to their, problems. And being in this industry, it's more about listening on people's problems and needs, and where you could advise them how your product or your business opportunity could fit into them. So what happens when you push your warm prospects or family and friends? Dalawa lang magiging resulta niyan eh. It's either they get irritated and they block you off their list and they don't want to talk to you anymore, or they could give in just to make you stop. I've I've heard so many prospects telling me such experiences wherein, sumali ako dito sa business na to kasi gusto ko lang pagbigyan kasi ayoko naman mapahiya and I don't wanna hurt, the feelings of my friend or my family. So I got into it para matigil na. Parang, when you hear those kind of statements from prospects or from people joining the business, it makes you think na, wow, parang they will get to that point, magsasayang sila ng pera to join, a business that they're not really willing to do, or they're not really interested in. Pero they thought of it as the only way for that person to stop pushing them into the business opportunity. And that's really sad, 'di ba? Because if you're gonna be that kind of network marketer, how long do you think will that last? And because they've got that negative experience, that circulates in the industry. So you would hear most of the time people saying things similar to that, 'di ba? Na para, oh, I just got pushed into this, business. I really didn't want it, pero 'di ba, it was my only way for my family or my friend to stop pushing me, or para tigilan na niya yung pangungulit sa akin. Parang sa panliligaw din. Well, hindi ko naman sinasabi sa panliligaw, kahit na ayaw ng babae si guy, sasagutin na niya just for the sake of, stopping the guy from courting him. But it could be the other way around. Pwedeng mag-boyfriend siya ng other guy just to make that, guy stop courting him or stop courting her, di ba? But even so, alam ng mga babae yan na kapag nililigawan sila ng guy na hindi nila gusto, and even if they say no already, nabasted na and everything, and hindi pa rin tumitigil, it's irritating, di ba? Even sa guys, if you have, if you have a girl who has a crush on you, and she's doing all this kind of stuff para lang pansinin mo siya, and even if you tell her na, we're just friends, parang hanggang doon na lang yun, and still, di ba, nagpapapansin pa rin sa'yo, what do you feel? Diba? Nakakairita, nakakainis. And if there's only a way for that person to stop bothering you or pushing you. So, don't push, okay? If you want to be a professional network marketer, don't push your family or your friends. Don't put them down or insult them. I hear a lot of stories like this wherein, in-invite sila ng family nila, one of their family members or even one of their friends. And if they're an employee, the next thing they know is tinitira na yung pagiging empleyado nila, na kulang yung sinasahod, and all those, sort of stuff that will insult them for not joining the business. So parang pag hindi nag-join si friend or si family, parang naghahanap ka ng paraan, to make them realize, how good your business opportunity is for them, but in a way that you're actually putting them down or insulting them. There's usually a discussion in some orientation or seminars or even in training na, 'di ba, kapag empleyado ka, nag-aral ka for how many years, tapos eto lang yung sasahurin mo, kulang pa pambili ng kulang pa pang load mo and all that. And some employees might realize, okay, that, yeah, okay, that's the reality of being an employee if you're a regular employee. But there are also employees who are enjoying their work, or mahal nila yung trabaho nila, di ba? Mahal nila yung ginagawa nila. And for them, money is not an issue, but it's the calling, it's the purpose that, that they feel they have for their job. So, sometimes, you get to that borderline wherein pag yung tao na yun, na masaya sa trabaho niya and money is not an issue, you try to find ways kung paano iparealize sa kanila na 10 years ka na dyan, 15 years ka na dyan, hanggang ngayon, ganyan ka pa rin. Yung mga ganon, na nakaka-insulto na minsan doon sa taong, doon sa pinoprospect mo na kapamilya mo or kaibigan mo. And when you do that, that makes them feel a hatred for the network marketing industry. Kasi iniisip nila, masaya ako sa ginagawa ko. And kung ikaw, masaya ka sa ginagawa mo, then, that's good for you. But it doesn't mean na na nasa ganitong trabaho ako or ganito lang yung sinasahod ko or sinasabi mo na parang mahirap, na after 10 years or 15 years, mahirap pa rin ako dahil hindi ko kikitain yung income na pwede mong kitain sa business opportunity mo. It doesn't mean you have the right, to put me down or insult them. And it doesn't help our business at all if you're gonna be acting like that, na parang didikdikin mo sila at ipaparamdam mo sa kanila kung gaano sila kaliit just because they're an employee. It doesn't change the fact that if they love the job, if they love the work that they're doing, if it's their passion, if it's their calling, hindi mo sila madidikdik just because you've got a business opportunity that could give them a good income or a big income, versus the income that they're getting now. Kasi pwedeng yun yung passion nila eh. Pero if you're able to relate to them and discover na kaya siya naging nurse or kaya siya nag-nurse, it's because it's her passion to help people who are sick. And if you are, selling a health and wellness product, you could explain to her na the more that you're gonna be able to help. Kasi since it's your passion, di ba, nasa ganyang field ka na because it's your calling, then, using this product or recommending these products to the people who are sick will also make her be able to help other people who are sick. Diba? Or if you're gonna get into this business opportunity and you really have the passion to help other people, she could use the money that she can earn in helping other people who are sick but doesn't have the money to actually buy for a medicine, or to even go to the hospital and have themselves checked, diba? So there's a lot of ways that you could actually explain or present your business opportunity in a way that would cater to what they really need. So don't ever try to put down or insult your prospects or warm prospects just because they don't want to look at your business opportunity or they don't want to attend the seminar or orientation. Okay? Don't beg. You've been hearing this from me most of the time because eto kasi yung inaayawan ng mga tao eh, 'di ba? When you're begging for something, even if like you're begging for money, people doesn't want that also, 'di ba? So it's tantamount to saying no also to people who are begging for them to look at the business opportunity or even for their product. Again, if you have the posture, if you feel that you have a great product or a business opportunity, why should you beg? Bakit mo kailangan magmakaawa sa warm prospect mo to even look at your business opportunity or product? Tandaan mo, 'di ba? It's not gonna be your loss. Sino ba yung mawawalan ng magandang business opportunity or sino ba yung hindi makaka-experience nung effectiveness ng product mo? Sila, 'di ba? So why should you beg? Don't chase. Again, don't beg and don't chase. 'Di ba? Hindi ka nga nagbe-beg, pero Diyos ko naman, every day you text, every day you call your warm prospect just to get onto that seminar orientation. Ganun din yun eh. 'Di ba? Parang you're not having the right posture. Once, twice, three, or four, or five times that you follow up with them, and if they are still not interested, then just let them be. Go back to them after 6 months or even after a year. You never know when it's gonna be the right time for them. But you just keep a file of them so that you can still follow up with them. Pero don't go into that point na every day, araw-arawin mo na or minu-minuto, tatawagan mo yung family or friend mo until they say yes. Dalawa lang magiging resulta nun. It's either they block you off as in totally ayaw na makipag-usap sa'yo. They don't wanna have a communication. I'm sure some of you might have experience calling your friends or family and because they know that it's your number, then they just don't answer it kahit na 100 missed calls na yon, 100 texts na yon in a day. They're not just gonna answer it. Or they could join you and then after that they don't want to do anything about you anymore. Okay? So you could choose either of the two and either of the two is not really a good thing kasi we're talking about your warm prospects. Remember, they're in your circle. They're your family, they're your friends. Kahit na malayo yan, still, you know these people. So, please, um, kindly do this five simple tips when inviting your warm prospects. Okay, when you're asking questions, if you can remember the part wherein you're going to ask questions so that you can relate and discover the needs and wants of your prospects, you could follow this simple format, okay? It is form. So, F is for family. You ask about the family. How's your family? Are you married? Do you have any kids? And believe me, if you ask them about their family, they will be so much willing to answer you questions or to even share with you how's their family like. If they're happy, if they're able to spend time with their family, and how important their family is. You'll be amazed with the answers that they're gonna give you. And again, you listen and pay attention to what they tell you. The next one is occupation. So you ask them about their work, what's their current occupation, and how long have they been in their current occupation or current job, if they're happy with it, and what's the reason why they chose the line of work. Now, the reason being why it's important for you to ask about their occupation is for you to know, is for you to gauge if they're happy with their work. If they're not happy with their work, then you could think of ways on how your business opportunity or your product could fit into them. And then you ask about their recreation. When you say recreation, it's the lifestyle. I mean, do they go out? Do they love to travel? Do they love going to the beaches with their family? I mean, what do they do when they're not working? So at least you understand what kind of lifestyle they're looking into. And because you know that in the network marketing business, if you commit into working your business and become successful with it, you're gonna be blessed with a grand lifestyle that you can only imagine. So if this prospect is looking forward, to have a great lifestyle where they can travel, where they can, meet a lot of people, or whatever they do in their recreation. Like, say for example, if they love playing golf but they don't have the money to actually play golf. I don't even know how you can love playing golf if you don't have the resources. But anyway, I mean, if they love to play basketball, and if they love to do certain things that would require them to have the resources or funds into doing it, then your business opportunity could be a way for them to fund, those recreational activities that they have in mind. And then the next one is, it could be either a motivation or, message. So you need to find out what motivates them, or what drives them into doing things, like, what drives them in their current work, or on how they're taking care of their family. So you just have to remember this when you're asking questions, to ask about their family, occupation, recreation, and what motivates them. And it's in this form. Okay, so tandaan nyo lang, form. Now, I'd like to discuss with you four different kinds of personality, or four different quadrants that motivates people. So, we have the supporter. It's motivated by helping others. So, ito siguro yung mga nasa field who are into nursing, or dentistry, or doctors, or in the nasa field of charity, because they're motivated when they're able to help others. So, parang yun yung nagmamotivate sa kanila. Inuuna mo nila yung needs or wants ng ibang tao. Yung promoter naman, this is motivated by fun. So ito yung mahilig sa recreational activities. Like, they want to travel, they want to go to beaches, they want to go swimming, itry lahat ng fun activities that they can try. So, highly social. Pwede rin na mahilig pumunta sa bar, pwede rin mahilig na makipag-mingle, have coffee, dine out with friends, diba? So, this is the kind of you'll be able to know this if you're able to ask those questions, and based from the answers that they're gonna give you about the recreation, then you're gonna be able to discern if they're motivated by fun, if they are a promoter. Analyst is motivated by being accurate or right, detail oriented, factual, exact. Tends to be frugal and very organized. When you talk about family, I mean, especially with mothers, they have this certain attitude, to be accurate, or, to be right, even with their husbands, I think. And they tend to be frugal and very organized. So, kung yung taong kausap mo, siya yung nagmamanage ng finances or budget ng family, then they're the one organizing. Kasi, it's hard to organize, the budget for the family, especially if the income is really not sufficient or is really not enough for the whole family. So, ito yung mga tao na motivated sila to be accurate or to be right when it comes to their budget, or to their plans, to their goals, diba? Now, the driver is money motivated. Ito yung pag tinanong mo yung occupation nila, if they talk about work and if they talk about this promotion, I'd like to be in this position, or I'm aiming for this position, they're the kind of person who are competitive, goal-oriented, and, they usually want to take control and want to, to take the lead to get the promotion. So, that's what drives them. Now, it's very important for you to know what motivates people, kasi dun nila hinuhugot yung why nila. Remember, basics of network marketing is for you to understand your why. So, ano ba yung magiging why mo if you get into this business? Or what could be their why when they get into this business? Kasi part of your job also as a professional network marketer is to influence, okay? Influence, not to make a decision for them. It's to influence them to realize that, their why could make them successful into this business. Okay? So, if they're motivated by helping others, then if they get into this business, they're going to be able to help other people. Diba? It's either financially, or with their health, or emotionally, they could support other people, or they could lead other people to develop themselves and become leaders. So, if you're able to identify that the prospect that you're talking to is a supporter, influence them on that specific why. Okay, if it's a promoter, then what can motivate them is that when you're doing network marketing business, you could, travel the world for free. Kasi if you do have seminar or orientation na sasagutin ng company, and, you were told to go to Singapore, to Hong Kong, to do a big business orientation there, then that could motivate them. That could be their why in joining the business. If it's an analyst, okay, like if they're the one who's budgeting the money and they're having a little bit of problem in budgeting the finances because the income is really not enough, then that could be their why, diba? They could get into this business so that they'll have a bigger budget for whatever, expenses their family needs, or it could teach them to get organized as well, because they're going to be able to organize a team, a group in their network marketing business. So that will be their why. For a driver, if it's money motivated, again, the network marketing business is, the vehicle where you can earn a huge income from a small investment. And if they're competitive enough and goal oriented in this kind of business, you know that you have to be competitive and goal oriented for you to be able to successful. So that could be their why. You could influence them to that. Key points, okay, that you need to remember. The ideal invite is over the phone or internet. Okay, I know some of you might be doing traditional way wherein, you invite people face to face, but the fastest way that you can invite prospects to look at your business opportunity is to pick up the phone. Diba? Parang, kung ang prospect mo nasa Quezon City and you're living in Cavite, do you think you still have to bother yourself traveling for 2 hours or 3 hours just to invite the prospect? It's different when you're inviting the prospect and presenting the business. When you're inviting the prospect, it's, merely inviting the prospect to have a meeting with you, or to look at your business opportunity, or to even have the interest to look at your business opportunity. But you are not presenting yet. Okay, let me just clarify that. In this During that stage of invitation, it's all about relating, asking questions, discovering what their needs, what their problems are, what their wants are, and based from that, you try to fit in what your business opportunity and product, okay, will be, of how your business opportunity or your product can help them, okay. But wala pa dito sa diniscuss natin that you're gonna be presenting the business opportunity. Kumbaga, i-detalye mo na kung ano yung business opportunity mo, kung ano yung mga products mo. No, not yet, okay? You are just inviting them to look at your business opportunity or your product. And the best way to do that is over the phone or the internet. You could send them an email, you could chat them on Facebook. Be enthusiastic. How you say it is more important than what you say. So remember what I've said. Even if you have scripts to follow, you don't need to follow it verbatim, okay? It's not what you say, but it's how you say that is more important. So kung tama nga yung sinasabi mo, pero hindi naman tama yung pagkakasabi mo on how you say it, then it might just backfire at you. Say less information to more people. Do not explain the business. Keep the invite within 5 minutes. Okay, so there it goes. Okay, do not present. Do not explain the business when you're inviting the prospects. Please remember that. Do not make yourself the issue. Always edify someone else to make him, her the expert, not you. This is very important when you're talking to your warm prospects, because your warm prospects, if they know you too well, and if you keep on talking about, I'm going to be successful, or we're going to be both as successful in this business, blah, blah, blah. Do you think they're going to believe you if they know that you've been a dropout during your college years, or that, you're a failure in your business and all that? I mean, remember, people have their own thinking about you, but it should not affect you in doing the business. That's why you have to edify someone else. When you say edify, ipakilala mo yung upline mo, or even sa phone, you can start sharing stories about how your upline got successful, and start sharing success stories of the uplines that you have in your network marketing company. Para nang sa ganun, naihihiwalay mo yung personal perception nila sa'yo and about the company. Kasi kapag ibang tao yung dinidiscuss mo or in-edify mo sa kanila, then they start to think that, okay, if that person can do it, then maybe I can do it as well. But if you're gonna be discussing or edifying yourself to them, and if they see you as a failure, do you think they're gonna see themselves being successful as well? Diba? Now, help them identify their why. Talk about the destination, not the vehicle. So remember those four kinds of motivation that motivates people, and what drives them. As I've told you, when you ask them questions and you're able to discover based from their answers, you'll be able to help them identify their why. Parang what could be their why on joining this business or on joining you in this business. And you talk about that the destination, not the vehicle. The vehicle is the network marketing system, but the destination is, the how are they going to be able to see themselves if they're going to be joining your business. Okay, diba, when you're going to US, you don't really delve much into what kind of Boeing or what kind of airplane that you're gonna get into. Sometimes ang nahanap mo lang kung ano yung pinaka may murang ticket, but you don't really bother much on choosing. Well, for some siguro who are wealthy enough, they choose the airplane, the vehicle that they use. But when you're riding an airplane, you don't really concern yourself much kung anong Boeing ba to, kung anong klaseng bakay na meron tong airplane na to. It's the destination that you are really focused into. Na pag ang destination mo is going to Florida, then that's your main focus. Yung makarating ka sa Florida. Yun lang, diba? That's all you want, makarating ka sa Florida. So just like in this business, if your focus is to be able to buy your dream house, build, a big business, a big network marketing business for you, so you could, support your family with your income, and you could provide for your family. Then you talk to them about the destination of how it's going to feel like if they're able to fulfill those dreams. So those dreams that they have. You are a professional, okay? So all these tips that you're getting from this training, it's all about being a professional network marketer, okay? Now an example of how to be professional is using the word appointment instead of a meeting or a seminar. Except when you say seminar, people just know that, oh, okay, that's a network marketing seminar. Even orientation, alam na nila na is, okay, business orientation. So you have to choose your words correctly. Now, these are the examples of the words that you might be using, and the words that is more proper, to say to your prospects. So we're going to start identifying each of this. First one is, I recently became involved. Diba, usually ito yung ginagamit na intro ng mga network marketer when they're inviting. I recently became involved, or I just joined this, new company. What you could say instead is that I'm working on a project. Well, which makes it more interesting na, oh, meron akong project na tinatrabaho ngayon. And if someone hears that from you, they're gonna get interested na, ano kaya yung project na nagtatrabuhan niya. But if you say na parang, I recently became involved, or I joined, this company, parang okay, diba? Parang okay, sige, you just joined that company. Next is, I'd like to get you involved. And the better way to say that is, I'm looking for the right person. Because when you say, I'd like to get you involved, it's like you're making the decision for them. Yeah, you like them to get involved, but do they like to get involved? Diba? Yun yung question eh. Diba? Sasabihin mo sa project mo, gusto ko sumali dito sa business na pinasukan ko. And then they could just, be thinking na, gusto mo ako sumali, pero, diba, have you asked me if I want, to join your business? But if you say, I'm looking for the right person, it's going to throw them a question to themselves na, okay, he's looking for the right person. Can I be that right person? Pwede kayang ako yung right person that he might be looking for? So it is giving them that question in a positive light. Are you looking for a business opportunity? If they say no, ano pang sasabihin mo, diba? Parang pag tinanong mo sila na naghahanap ka ba ng business opportunity, and if they're allergic to network marketing, they're just gonna simply brush off and say no. And, what would be your next question? You're gonna get into an argument or rebuttal with them, diba? Parang it's a dead end question. But if you do ask, do you keep your eyes open for expansion or diversification? They could answer certainly yes. Kasi sino ba naman ng tao na ay maging open for expansion, 'di ba? If you ask them, if you expand your income, hindi ka ba magiging open doon, 'di ba? Or diversification, if they're not happy in their workplace, then they will say yes, I'm open to it, 'di ba? I think you would love this. Again, you're the one who's stating that statement. It didn't come from them. And you saying that, it's like you're making the decision again for them. But if you say it may or may not be for you, that leaves them a question in their mind na, ano kaya yun na pwedeng para sa akin or hindi? So it leaves them, a curiosity on what could it be, 'di ba? Kasi pwedeng para sa akin or pwedeng hindi. Bakit ganun? But if you say, I think you would love this, parang you're making the decision for them, and it's like, there's no other way. The only thing that you will have to do is to love this, love my product or love my business opportunity. You would be good at this. So when you say that, what if that person doesn't really feel good about himself at that moment? Or, if he doesn't feel any confidence at all, and you're saying you would be good at this, do you think he's gonna believe you? Diba hindi? Now, if you say this might be lucrative for us, so you're involving yourself, and at the same time, you're saying na might. Pwedeng oo, pwedeng hindi. Kumbaga, hindi pa definitive yung statement mo na, you would be good at this. Magiging magaling ka dito. I'm sure some of network marketers would say that to their prospects na, alam mo, magiging magaling ka dito kasi, di ba, speaker ka naman na, or di ba nandito ka na sa ganitong field, so I'm sure magiging magaling ka dito. But if you say na, alam mo, pwedeng ma-harness yung kagalingan natin dito or maging maganda yung epekto nito sa atin, then at least you're giving them a room to think for themselves na, why not look at it, diba? Kasi kung pwede palang makabuti or makadagdag sa kagalingan ko, then, diba, why not? Why not? New business opportunity. Well, with so many Facebook ads, so many internet ads that you're seeing about new business opportunity, which all relates to network marketing business, I'm sure people are, getting tired seeing this ad. But you could say business idea or a project. It's something new, diba? A business idea. So parang, as a professional network marketer, it's a business idea anyway, or a project. Are you interested? Again, it's an ended question. That dead-end question wherein if they say no, what else are you gonna say? Hindi nga sila interesado eh. Yun tinanong mo, diba? But if you say you might want to see this, you're leaving them the curiosity to decide if they want to see it or not. But having said that you might want to see this, it's like asking them na baka gusto mong makita, or I'm sure gugustuhin mo na makita kung ano yung business opportunity na to or kung ano yung product na to. I want you to, again, you're the one who's deciding for them, and it's like pushing them, to do something. But if you say you might want to or you might benefit from, it's like making them feel that they still have the decision, and it's their decision to make if they want to see or look at your business opportunity. So, you're not imposing to them. Di mo ini-impose sa kanila na, gustuhin mo to or magugustuhan mo to. Pwedeng magustuhan mo. Okay? Or pwede kang mag-benefit dito. I want. Remember, it's not about you. It's about them. So, if you keep on saying, I want you to, I want, sinasabi mo lang sa kanila kung ano yung gusto mo. But, it's not really coming from them na yun ang gusto nila. So, instead of saying, I want, you say, I thought you might want to know. So, I thought baka gusto mong malaman. Baka lang naman, di ba? You should. You're imposing to them to do something. And then, what you could say, okay, is there any reason you would want? Parang you're trying to find out if there's any reason why they would want, why they would want to look at your business opportunity or to look at your product. And it's making them feel that they're part of the decision, process, and it's making them more curious on what could be the reason why would they want, diba? You need. And again, okay, you're imposing what they need. But if you say, I don't suppose you'd, parang you're playing that question in their mind na, parang kailangan mo ba to? Or, I don't suppose you'd be looking for this kind of product, or I don't suppose you'd be looking. So, parang you're giving them an idea na, naghahanap ka kaya ng business opportunity, or naghahanap ka kaya ng ganitong product, 'di ba? But, using that word, I don't suppose, parang hindi mo sinusuppose, okay, I'm not assuming na naghahanap ko ng ganitong product or ng ganitong business opportunity. And then, what if I told you? What if I told you what? Diba? Pwede mag-backfire sa'yo yun eh. But, if you ask them, what if you knew? Paano kung ikaw mismo ang baka alam? Kasi kapag nanggaling sa'yo, pag ikaw ang nagsabi sa kanila, you're the one who's imposing it to them. You're the one who's telling it to them. But what if they're the one who knew about it, and they're the one who will tell themselves na, what if I do this business, diba? It will always be their decision. It has been their decision, and not because you've told them about it. Okay, so there you go. The last one is, come to a meeting. What you could say is, meet some other members of the team. When you say come to a meeting, it's like inviting them, and they know that what kind of meeting that would be. But if you tell them, meet some other members of the team, it makes them curious na, who are the members of your team and what could they be like? Diba? Parang andun yung uncertainty sa kanila kung ano yung pwede nilang i-expect if they meet the members of your team. But when you say come to a meeting, parang may preconceived notion na sila of what they're gonna be expecting in the meeting. Parang if they've attended other network marketing seminars or orientation or meeting, they already know what kind of meeting will take place. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'll see you on the next training, okay, that we're going to have, which is presenting to prospects.